Well, hello, my channel friends. It's Honest Jim again. Um, I had an epiphany today. That means like a light bulb went on in my mind or whatever about something that I wanted to talk about. And as you look at my very first video, I said I was going to talk about whatever I wanted to talk about. You know, I don't have a niche. I don't have an area. And, you know, I'm just going to have some fun stuff, tell you about my life, and hopefully this will warm your heart. Back in, I don't know, 10 years ago, my son Spencer was born, and I was in Kona, Hawaii, and I had just finished 6 months of intense chemotherapy and radiation for throat cancer. And I was pretty wasted. They told me I was 60% chance of dying. You know, I had to see my son. I wasn't about to do that. Without getting into all of those medical things, I finished it. I got a PET scan after 6 months in Honolulu. I was clear. I was so excited. I called Nam. I hadn't seen my son. And she said, "Oh yeah, great, come on over, come on." It was like, I think, October, early November. And I talked to the doctor, and he said, "Oh no, you can't fly for, I think it was, what, 6 weeks or 4 weeks? We don't want you on an airplane yet." Oh, what? You know, can't get on an airplane to see my kid. You know? So that time passed, and we had to wait and wait. And I was in a pretty good sized trial in Hawaii, and there was 4 attorneys involved, and the judge had the trial set for I think early December, and we'd been wrestling and wrangling for years, as you want to do if you're a plaintiff's attorney against several defense insurance lawyers. So I asked the judge, I said, "Hey, I want to go back. My kid's been born, he's fresh baby." And he said, "No, let's just finish this and you can go afterwards." So this was all with the sickness and the airplane delay and the trial delay. I was into January. My son was born on January 4th, so he's going to be 6. So I was so excited. I got on a plane. I flew to Thailand. I was tired. It was a long, like 23-hour flight. Time zones, and I got in, and then I had to get to the house up in Patumtani from the airport, which is another hour, and I was gassed. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning Thai time, and I swear I'll never forget it. Nan lives in a 2-story house at the time. This is before she sold it and we moved to Buriram. And I ran up the stairs, and I went in the bedroom, and there was Nam standing there holding baby Spencer. And he had a little knit cap on his head, and he's just maybe, what, 1 year old? Maybe not quite. And I rushed up, and I wanted to take him from her and hold him. But Nam, with, "Hey, here you go," you know, take him, you know. I've had him for like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 months, you know, here you go. And 10 months, 11 months, without me being there. She had some help from the family, but she was ready to give him to me. So anyway, cutting to the point. I told her a day or so later that I had to go back, you know, before New Year's, because, you know, I had a New Year's thing, and I had another case in January to do, and I told her I would come back at the end of January and stay for a while. She didn't like that, because she had plans, you know, and you know, I understand. She had plans to go up north with the family and celebrate New Year's up there, and we had a discussion about it, you know, man and wife, as man and wife want to do, and she won. She said, "I'll tell you what, you take Spencer." She didn't expect me to sit around in Bangkok with him. I said, you want to go back, take Spencer and go back to Waikiki." We were living in the jungle. I was living in the jungle at the time. I had an apartment, and I was like 2 blocks from Waikiki Beach, and it was really a great location. So I said, okay, and we went down to Lap Prau Hospital and got all his medical records that we could get, and they were just copies, right? They weren't certified or anything. Keep that in mind if you're going to move around with your children from Thailand. And so she went her way, I went my way. I landed back in Honolulu, and I had this little guy to take care of. She gave me some tips, you know, diapers and water bottle and stuff, a milk bottle, and what to buy and what to do. We had a dry run back in at Patumtani several days, so I was prepped, and I had these copies of these medical records from Lat Pral, and Thailand's good. They get the measles shots and the mump shots and all the good shots and stuff that you need, and this and that. Maybe some shots that they don't give in the USA that they give in, Southeast Asia. So I went to the administration office at the local school for kindergarten, and they looked at my papers and said, "Oh no, you better go get a local doctor here in Honolulu, have him certified and stuff." They didn't want to touch my copies. They wanted the real deal. So they gave me the name of a local doctor. I went to see him down the road. I took my son in, and he said, "Oh yeah, he only needs 200 shots." He looked at my records, he certified them, you could see they were real medical records. And he gave my kid a couple of shots, but we had to wait on a week or 10 days for them to become effective. There was some reason for delay. So now we're into the middle of January, and maybe getting around the 17th or 20th of January, school started, around the 3rd. This is kindergarten. So Spencer didn't speak any English at the time. He was pretty good with Thai, and he spoke Lao Thai. And I tried to get him to speak English, and he was okay. He was happy. He enjoyed Waikiki. We went to the beach. We hit the water. He did his body surfing. We had fun. It was a great time with Dad. On the way back from the beach, there was you'll love this for health. There was a Whopper from Burger King. There was KFC, and there was a pizza place, and we would take turns buying one of those foods because I wasn't much of a cook. So, fortunately now he's 15 and very healthy, and I didn't destroy him with a bad diet. So we got all the records, we got all the stuff. I went back down to the administration for kindergarten. They looked at everything, and they said he's qualified. They said, "Okay, on Monday, here's your room number. Here's where you go. I'll be there at 8 o'clock or something." And I said, "Okay." Now the schools in Waikiki, because the weather's so good, there's a cover over the sidewalk out in front, and there's a row of doors, and you don't go into the enclosed room. You go down the hallway, and they open the door, and you go in the classroom. So I thought, well, I got to talk to the teacher. I got to tell her that Spencer doesn't speak any English. He's from Thailand. The medical records are okay, and he said, talk to her. So anyway, we're standing out front, and he's really nervous about this because it's all these. Well, actually, in Hawaii, there's a lot of different kids there. Okay, it's pretty DEI, and so he was kind of excited. He wasn't scared, but he was excited, and he was like, he didn't know exactly, what was going on. He just turned 6 on January 4th. So this is about, I will say, the 8th or 10th, 12th of January, and school had already started. And everybody was in place and had a seat. So the teacher opens the door. I swear, I went up to talk to her, and all the kids like lemmings running to the sea, and she had her arm like this, pushing all the kids into the classroom. And she reached out and she got behind Spencer, and she just kind of shut, and he kind of went in the classroom, and she closed the door. Boom! I mean, Spencer's in there. I didn't get a chance to say anything to her. So I'm going, oh geez, this is something under fire. I forget what it said. And so I went home, and I came back at 3 o'clock to get him. And the door opens, and all the kids run out. And Spencer's last, and he's kind of walking, and she's with him. And she looks at me, and I swear, she says to me, "Mr. Clay, he doesn't know anything." Well, strike me with a shovel. I know that. And I tried to explain to her, and I tried to talk to her in all this. But anyway, what they did is they put him and some Micronesian kids, and I think a child from Guam, into this, it's ESL, I forget the initials, but it's a 1-hour class each day. They take the kids that have English deficiency and send them over to this special room where the teacher teaches them English. And it's great, although he missed an hour of class. So the upshot of all this is he learned some English, and I worked with him too. And he picked it up pretty fast. But the upshot is that he lost a semester of school. So he's in the 7th grade right now at Sarasas Widiu, an international school in Buriram. And he will finish on March 17th of this year. Get 6 weeks off for holiday for summer, And then when he starts May 1st or 2nd, he will be in the 8th grade. And he should be halfway into the 9th grade. But it's okay. He's got a lot of friends. It's mellow, and he's speaking English like an Englishman. He's also taking Chinese and Thai, so he's going to be well versed in Southeast Asian languages. But anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you. I thought it would be funny, and I mentioned if you look at my very first video on my profile, I said I was going to talk about fun stuff and whatever I wanted to talk about. There's no politics on this channel, and it's only happy stuff. So that's it for tonight. Thank you very much for listening. Oh, I keep forgetting to tell you near the start to please subscribe, ring the black bell, like if you like the stories. I've got a lot of them. I'm going to keep on keeping on, come hell or high water. So I could really use the help. It's so expensive. Thank you very much, and aloha.